Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of One-on-One here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network, and of course, airing on the amazing Bowie TV. We are excited today. We are sitting now at episode 4 here, season 6, and our 173rd episode overall. And today I got a special guest with me, man. This guy is amazing. I mean, met this guy about 8 years ago. He's done so many amazing things with his platform and has taken it to new heights every single day. So it's an honor to have my man Ben Sudderth with me today, the third at that, to come talk about the BS3 Network and all that fun stuff. We're about to get into that right now. BS3 is about to join me right now, ladies and gentlemen, on the next episode of One-on-One that starts now.
One. Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof. Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof. Welcome to One-on-One at Legacy Maker Sports Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here, episode 173 of One-on-One here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network, and of course, airing on the amazing Bowie TV. And I'm excited today. I know y'all said Darrell, you say it every week. You say that every week. That's okay. I'm gonna keep saying it. But I'm excited today because I have another gentleman with me, a colleague that has just continued to raise the bar every single day. Every opportunity he gets, he makes an impact in the media field. And it's hard because if anybody can tell you a story on how hard it is to start from here to get to up here, it's my man BS3. Ben, how you doing today, brother? Good to have you. How's everything going right now?
Yeah, man, it's going great, man. Glad to be on. Thank you for offering. Was that you on the intro? Let's pause.
So yeah, everybody loves the intro. That's my cousin. Okay. My cousin is a local. I don't want to say local anymore. He was he went to the BET Awards this year and performed at the pre-show. So let me stop acting like my cousin ain't doing big things. I'm proud of you, Chosen, aka Lamar Butler. That's my guy right there. But no, he did the intro for me. Okay. I hit him up. I'm like, fam, look, I need an intro, for my personal podcast. He said, say less, I got you. Next thing you know, about 3 days later, he sent it to me. I said, ooh. I said, this ain't right here.
Sound like you.
I said, okay. No, that ain't no.
I was like, Darrell got it like that. Okay.
I ain't got that much talent. When it comes to the rapping, like I rapped in high school at a talent show one time, and I came in second. Don't get me wrong, but I'm more of an LL Cool J rapper. Like I can't spit mad bars.
Rapping for the ladies.
Yeah, I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I did the best I could. Yeah. Well, Ben, like I said, we're so glad to have you here with us today. And we're going to go ahead and get the episode started the right way. And we're going to get it started with the check-in. All right, Ben, we like to start every episode with the check-in, man. This is our mental health check-in, man. We want to check on you, your family, your friends. How is everything going on right now with you, sir?
Yeah, man, it's going good. It's going good. Can't complain. I mean, obviously there's bumps in the roads, there's difficulties, there's things that we have to navigate through with life, but it's going good. Got a good wife, daughter. My parents just celebrated their 50th anniversary of being together.
That's awesome.
And it's just good to be living in this time, and just thankful to God, for another day. I try to live just thankful for each day at a time. I try not to go too far ahead, because when you can do that, you start stressing yourself out. So
look, hey man, I can attest to having a good wife in this industry. Children who understand daddy not gonna be here because he got to go run to some game out somewhere. Right. And believe me, I've caught a little bit of the where you going this time?
Right, exactly.
Daddy got to go to New York for this Giants game. Like, why you got to go this time? I'm like, look, you understand when you're living your dream one day. You're
right,
like, yeah.
right,
So,
right.
but no,
You'll get it.
yeah. But my family has been amazing, and I'll never. I'm lucky. I'm lucky to have somebody who's so understanding and not saying, there you go on the road again, out here doing this. I don't have that, and I'm super blessed. So love you, babe. Love you, babe. Well, I'm glad everything is going well, man. Well, let's get things started with the question I love to ask people, because it all comes from somewhere. Now, obviously, you started in the sports realm, but it is branched out into something great. But I kind of want to know your passion for sports, because I mean that's what got you going in the podcast world. Where did your passion for sports come from when you were 7, 8, 9-year-old Ben?
Yeah.
Where did that passion for sports come? What made you fall in love with sports?
Yeah, it came from my dad. I mean, I played Little League baseball growing up. My dad was a huge sports guy. He played football, played basketball, and at every opportunity we had, we watched sports. My family's from North Carolina, so I'm a big Tar Heels fan. That we became a Bulls fan when he was watching games. He would like, sit down, let's watch this Bulls game. Was a Jordan fan, so that's where it all started from. Seeing him and his passion for sports, and then getting into talking about sports. It was something we just did. As teenagers, as kind of growing up, you got your passion for whatever your team is. Had opportunities to meet different athletes and things of that nature, and that really just sparked it even more. We kind of talked about pre-show. I wish I would have used this getting a degree in journalism or something like that. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about it now, but yeah, it came from my dad.
Right. 100%. Well, look at it this way. We had to technically spend less money, because the money that we had spent to build these things, it's probably way less than what we just spent going to college to do this bad boy. So, hey, a win is a win in some form of the fashion.
Yep. It all worked out.
It did. It really, really did. So now, and I mentioned a little bit ago about, how obviously you started in that sports realm, but you have branched out the BS3 Network to this monster platform. You're on Roku, like almost 9,000 on YouTube. If I'm wrong on that number, please adjust that. But you're right. But you're cooking right now, man, and you're almost at that 10,000 mark, man. Take us on your journey that got you saying, hey, I want to start, in this media field. How'd you get there, and how did you start from there? How did you get to where you are now?
Yeah. So really, I got invited on a podcast one day. One of my good friends, Eric DeWalt, he had a podcast. It was the Eagles podcast, but he also did sports and stuff. So he said, "You want to talk Carolina football?" I'm like probably the only one really that could talk about Carolina football during that time, because it's really not. Carolina football is not up there, when it comes to the upper echelon. Now, obviously, Belichick there, hopefully that can change things. But during that time I came on the podcast, I had all these notes. I was so nervous. He was like, man, just calm down. You just talk to me, like you were just talking to me. Don't act like you're on the podcast. And then, from there on, it was like, I loved it. I was telling my wife, like, I love this. I need to somehow figure out how to get in it.
Right.
And so he was like, why don't you start a podcast? So I kept pushing the date back, eventually started it, enjoyed it. Audio, that was when audio podcasting, that was really it. I mean, I'm still on Spreaker today, got a lot of the shows that are on there. But yeah, started off on Spreaker, and eventually hooked up with another network. And they said, all right, we can help you get credentials for the FC Dallas MLS game.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing that, and I was like,
I'm hooked.
Dream. Like,
hooked.
I don't know any of these guys. I'm a soccer fan, but it's like to be able to just experience it was amazing. And then from there, started doing some Dallas Stars. It's weird. I applied for Dallas Stars credentials probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use them until like 2 years ago.
Dang, I can't even get in the hockey. I've been trying for you. They'd be like, sorry, brother.
Dallas wasn't that popular. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
They would send me all the stuff, and then eventually I was like, one of my guys jumped on the BS3 Network, And he was like, let's go to these Stars games. So we end up doing it. You know, they've been going on different runs and stuff like that. But sports was the huge passion. Started off doing a sports network. Courtney Harden was one of the first shows. I'm sure you
know Courtney. Yep, no Courtney.
Al High. So just started off doing sports, and then eventually I'm like, I like other things. So why not branch out and do other topics? So we just opened it up, and relationship topics. We got a church service like you mentioned on Sunday. Got a cooking show on Tuesday. We just really have some of everything. And my main goal was I want anybody to be able to come to this network and find something that they can watch, because not everybody's into sports, not everybody's into relationship topics, but somebody may be into cooking and they may want to learn some tips and tricks. So, StreamYard came along, and I was very hesitant because I'm like, I'm just like I'm a creature of habit. But when I click onto something, it's a go. StreamYard came along. We started doing that. One of my shows mentioned, hey, why don't you look into Roku, getting a Roku channel? So I'm like, I don't know, how complicated is this? What is it going to take? End up coming to the shows. We all kind of agreed, all right, let's roll with it. And then that's where we are today. Did the Super Bowl. Courtney was the one that mentioned. I think a lot of people think that the owner or the founder is like the guy with all the ideas. But a lot of times, like I think Shaq said this, it's people around you that are smart, that have great ideas. They give it to you, and then you got to figure out, or you got to decide, am I going to roll with this, or this is one of these I'm gonna put to the side. And he said, let's look at the Super Bowl. So I'm like, how complicated is this? That's my first mind, is always like, how difficult is this going to be?
Right.
Because
I ain't trying to stress. I ain't trying to stress if I ain't got
I got to write like a 4-page paper on why I want to cover the Super Bowl. And my guy, man, Mr. Controversy, Raphael Haynes, reached out to him. And because we've been knowing each other for a while, he was like, just go on the website and apply. I'm like, is that easy?
That easy.
Went on there and applied the first year. We ended up getting, week and game credentials, and didn't necessarily have a table, but business partner Ivan Dawkins, he joined BS3 Network not too long ago. He was there, was roaming around, just seeing different people. The next year we went, it's been 3 years. And so now we're just working on NBA, which is hard. We do have some for Orlando Magic, Major League Baseball, which is difficult. And so we're continuing to grow, but the journey has been great. And we're at this point where video is king. Like, you can have an audio podcast. That's your really secondary, but video is everywhere. I've been watching Carmelo Anthony's podcast. Like, man, this is amazing to hear these stories and stuff.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, you're right. Audio broadcasts are nice to have when you're on the road and you got to be listening. But that's that secondary. Back in the day, you'd be like, oh man, let me go listen to this podcast. But you got to see it visually to say, all right, I seen what you guys are doing. I like that. I'm gonna listen to what they're talking about, and it really does take it to another level. MLB, I agree with you. MLB is one hard cookie to crack. Boy, they is tough. They like, man. I remember one time I think we hit up Washington. It was like, you gotta write for a year. You got to do this, you got to do that. And, unfortunately, I couldn't find a writer at the time. Everybody wants to talk football. So everyone wants to talk football. And we had the Commanders, and I was like, I know we got the Commanders. We should get the Nationals easy. Like, they was like, nah, bro. Yeah. And the Wizards let us in. So we got the Wizards, and we can get in the Wizards games, get in the Mystics games. So it's like, okay, we got a little something here. But yeah, man, baseball said, Capitals like, nah, bro. I'm like, come on. Bro.
And really, hockey should be, no dig on hockey, but hockey should be like everyone come one, come all. Especially people that look like us, because we are the minority in hockey. We're also the minority in even understanding or having even a clue of how the game works.
Exactly.
I'm still learning it. So like they should be opening the door. But and I thought, okay, NFL, obviously I'm in Cowboys country. I already know it's not going to happen just because they only give it to the top tier.
Yeah, they
people.
tight, man.
But I thought maybe MLB. So we're still working on it. It's never
it'll get there.
It's never a no.
It'll get there. It's that's the fight in this game for us. Like we're gonna get there at some point. You just gotta let me in the door once, and that's a wrap. Let me in the door once, and then you see me and be like, okay, yeah. Because I think that's what happened to me in a lot of situations. I'm like, they just give me one shot, they can see that we're legit. And once he got in there, they was like, oh yeah, y'all come back into. Oh,
Yeah,
see,
there we go.
that's
what
what
we
we
were
are.
trying to do all along.
Yeah, look, and that's the best part about this. I mean, like
Yeah.
showing people, because there's a lot of people that do this for the wrong reason. And you know this, it's just like I do. Some people do it, and they don't. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it. But you know how it is. There's a lot of people that don't do it for the right reason, and then they mess it up for people like us who are trying so hard to build our companies. And then they go in there and they go do whatever. And you're like, oh, come on, guys, what are we doing here? That's
even some of the big time people, like we've been going to these Stars games. And there's a guy on a local network. I'm not gonna say his name, but this dude is, taking shots of them walking into the locker room, taking photos of their family as they're coming in. I'm like, doing stuff that's like, bro, you already made it. Why are you pushing the needle? Why are you trying to get these intimate moments of them, when they're sad or when they're mad? And my approach is always, these people are human. I'm not going to ask them some question where it's like, you made a horrible mistake at this point in the game.
I'm not trying to get beat up.
I'm like, they don't want to answer that question. We're gonna try to ask them different questions. And like I mentioned, my guy Ivan Dawkins, he always comes with a joke. Like his thing is, let me bring you the joke, and then let me turn around and ask you a serious question. So then you're laughing and you're so we always try to come with a different approach, a different creativity, because everybody's gonna ask the same question.
Drives you nuts.
And we hear them all the time.
You ask your first question. And then the second question is the same question with just a baby twist. And then the third question is like, so you said something about this, but what about it? I'm like, bro, like ask a separate question. And I always, personally for me, I always like asking the teammate question, because and most of the time they love, if they could take the pressure off themselves and you can talk about their teammate, especially if they had a great game. Oh, oh my God, what you call it was so great. I mean, the way he did this today, like you can see the energy pop up. Because one is they're not talking about them, they just hyping up their teammate. So whenever else fail and I'm like, man, I can't think of nothing. Hit them with the teammate question. Almost can't, unless they don't like each other low key. That's the only way you're not, Other than that, you're like, all right, I think I got him. I got him. But it's a funny thing. It's a funny thing. Now, you brought up two things here. Cowboys country, which I know when I first came on your show years ago, we talked about, because of the Packers. I think the Packers were playing the Cowboys. And so, you're a Cowboys fan, I'm a Packers fan. We had a good conversation about that. And don't see me acting like I can remember everything we talked about.
Me either.
Yeah, right. But with that being said, and you brought up UNC football, so I want to kind of get your preview of both teams. I want, the Cowboys come into this season with expectations like always, but maybe not the same expectations in years past. I mean, obviously, most people are thinking this is the Eagles or Commanders division, but this Cowboys team is not a slouch by far. If Dak stays healthy and takes care of the football, we've seen him play at an MVP level. What do you see from this Cowboys team this year? I mean, you don't have to give me no record or anything, but do you think they can make the noise that a lot of people want them to make?
I think they can. Obviously, having a coaching change. Schottenheimer comes in as the head coach. He was already there as an OC. People in Dallas hated this hire, because it's like you didn't even try. You just looked around and you said, okay, him is what people felt like. Kellen Moore got interviewed. Robert Saleh got interviewed. Let's all be honest. That was the Rooney Rule interview. I don't think it was any chance. It was between Kellen Moore and Schottenheimer, which the nickname is Shotty. That's what they were calling him now. But I think they got a chance to make noise. But they do that every year. They went 12-5 for 3 years in a row. Playoffs come and it's just it's a blunder. It's like they never played all season. So I think the biggest thing going into this year is the culture, which has been changing. That is sometimes that's a hot topic. That's a hot thing to say. But does it translate over into actual games? Does it translate over into the playoffs is the big question. Obviously, Micah is not signed. There's a lot of, this week. This week was crazy. Like, if they don't want me, then just let me go. So
Tell me to go.
This is heating up, but I do. They have the pieces. The pieces I don't think are the problem. It's just the the coaching, the clock management, which has been a problem, and just everybody showing up when it matters. So I think they'll be right around that same kind of record, maybe 10-6, somewhere around in there. The Eagles are clearly the favorite, and the Commanders are in a close second. And I think they're going to follow that up, what they did last year. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But my motto for these past 2 years has been, I don't really care about the regular season. I'm going to watch the games.
Yeah, of
but
course.
I don't really care about the regular season.
Give me them
I need to
playoff
see what you're going to do, not even in the wild card. I need to see what you're going to do in the divisional round because you haven't made it past this. And in particular, Jerry Form, they're coming out with a documentary in August, next month.
This
right in the thick, like Jerry's not stupid. People think he's dumb. He's not.
Jerry's smart.
He's a marketing genius. He's not a football genius. That's
and that's what I think that when it comes to Jerry, it's very smart on Jerry's part right now.
Yeah,
I 100% believe he's gonna pay Micah. Jerry likes to make these players sweat. He's been doing this for years. He did it to Zeke. He did it to CD. He did it to Dak. He talks it all because he knows it's going to be the topic of conversation until it happens. Yes, and so when he's tired of talking about it, he pays him.
He makes
so right. So there's a part of me that says he's going to get signed. Now, if he doesn't, that will maybe surprise me a little bit. Maybe he feels like he's going to have a little bit more cap room, do something different next year. I don't know. Yeah. But that's what I've always noticed about, especially these last couple of big contracts that he's signed. Yeah. He waits. He'll like, I think I'm ready to sign him now.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
And I wonder too, like, is it a deal behind closed doors and they just do this like rigmarole just for us to talk about it? Now the CD thing kind of backfired because he didn't really have the time with Dak last camp.
Right.
Micah's there, and Micah's just one of them guys where he can't not be there. He's there. He's probably itching to get in on the drills. His agent is like, bro, you can be there. You can coach on the sideline, but don't get in any drills because if something goes wrong, it's a whole nother problem and issue. But I think they'll pay him, and they're not in the business. Cowboys haven't been in the business of making tough decisions. They'll just go along with it, and they're going to pay their guys. So I don't think it's any chance that he's going to go. There was talks about him, getting traded. I doubt that would happen. That would be like a Khalil Mack type trade. If you remember that trade, there was multiple first-round picks, which could set them up. But they like in the media that, Jerry will say, leadership and things of that. I mean, it's like, what's the end goal? Because all you're going to do is end up paying them more money. But if you're fine with that, then,
by all means, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. If he don't sign, he's going to one or two places. He's going to Washington. He's going to Philly. Philly's number one because he's from there, and number two is Washington because he loved Dan Quinn. He loves Dan Quinn, and the way former players talk about Dan Quinn is that should be your head coach. If I had to be real honest with you, that's the guy that should have been your head coach.
And he just getting Von Miller, and all Von Miller got to do is rush the passer.
Yep, and then that's the thing. A lot of people say, "Well, he old." Okay, but Von don't have to come in and do a lot.
He ain't got to learn nothing. They just tell him, "Get this guy right here.
It's third down, go get him," and that's it. I mean, Von.
That's all you need him to do.
Yeah, they ain't had to pay him a lot of money. Right. So my other thing before I move back to the UNC part of it, the Cowboys' third place schedule this year. So that also, and it's still a tough schedule. That will work in their favor just a little bit,
just a smidget. And health is going to be the biggest thing. We talk about this every single year, and it all rides on Dak because if Dak goes down week 4, these conversations we're having means nothing because they're going to end up losing the majority of their games. Joe Milton is the backup. It's no longer Cooper Rush, which Cooper Rush is wasn't like a hell of a quarterback, but the dude knew the system and he was able to win games.
And he played well.
He's done it multiple years. So, it's not it's just not a guarantee with the Cowboys ever. I mean, people can say things are a guarantee or you can book it, but it's just not a guarantee.
I saw Cooper Rush come into Washington last year and beat the Commanders when the Commanders were reeling just a little bit after their 2-game loss, and they made it 3. But I saw Cooper come in there and do some things, and I'm like, hey man, he's not playing bad football. And then they purposely this is Jerry boy. Jerry is smart, like you said, smart businessman. Yeah. And when we went to Dallas, and he purposely did not play that man so he wouldn't get his money. I said, bro, that's the dirty dog.
Dirty, but you're about to pay Micah
Yeah,
record-setting contract. So like,
it's business.
but you're not gonna pay Cooper Rush $2 million, whatever that was. It wasn't a lot of money.
It wasn't a lot of money, but it would have been a lot for Cooper, man. And I remember sitting there like, dang, Cooper don't deserve this, man. And because he beat the Commanders.
Yeah.
So so be it. Before we move on to the quick one segment, your quick thoughts on UNC. Bill Belichick in town now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of expectations out there in the ACC.
Yeah.
For a couple of years now, we've seen them have some solid quarterbacks. Sam Howell, they had Trubisky a couple of years back. So they've been a team that's been semi-relevant. Is this the time that we see them take that next step?
It's going to be hard, to be honest. I think Belichick, though, is a huge upside. It's a different era of college football. It's basically it's a developmental league for the NFL and the way NIL and all these things are happening. But I think they've got a shot to make some noise. I don't think they can win the ACC just because it's still stacked. But they'll definitely give some teams some run. I'm looking forward to Belichick being there. I don't think he's not completely. I think he's NFL washed. I don't think he would have. I don't know if he would have been as successful, in the NFL. But I think in college, I think it's obviously a different type of mindset, and he has that type of. Everybody working towards the same goal. He's still got some type of connections in the NFL. So he's got hopefully it could help them get him a pipeline into going in, into the league, which is what the players want. So I'm excited about the year. I think they'll definitely make some noise, but I don't see him necessarily winning the ACC though.
So I think he got 3 years before he gives it over to the Sun. So I think that's what I saw. I mean, look, Bill's right about that. Bill's a smart man. They set up everything right, for his son to take over once he decides to retire, which is not just a smart move on his part. And I like that for the family as a whole. I think Bill really wanted that last run in the NFL just so he could try to beat the all-time record, and now he's probably not going to get it. It's a different game now, and a lot of people don't want somebody who's that fully, I guess you can say, in charge per se. So
have that type of control. Like I think those days of you being a coach and a GM are over with, because it's a lot that you have to deal with. And then he made some questionable, decisions, them last couple of years. So
it was a little rough. Like, my man, they might want to get his brain checked. He out here making some of these decisions. But like I said, he won't have to worry about that much now. He got Lombardi down there to be his GM, so it should be fun to see. I'm hoping to go down there to see UVA play against him in North Carolina, but we shall see. Yeah. We shall see. Now it is time for my favorite part of the show. It is time for Quick One. All right, Ben, are you ready for quick ones today?
I'm ready.
All right, so now you can do one word answers, but I don't hold nobody to that. If you want to explain, by all means. I've only had 2 people actually do one word answers, but if you want to, that's brother. All right, here we go. Some of them you can't answer with it, but whatever. First one, favorite sports moment.
Favorite sports moment, Candlestick Park with my dad, catching a foul ball. Like, man, that was the dream. That was the dream. We sat back behind home plate. And I got 2. If I can get one more. But,
go ahead.
Yeah, catching the foul ball with my dad, bringing the glove to the game. I was a baseball nut, man. Anything baseball, major league, 1, 2. I mean, that was like the dream. The second one, we went to this charity basketball game, and I shook Jerry Rice's hand. And I was like, I'm never, ever washing this hand again.
I'm set. It's like, sir, you got to wash your hand. No, Jerry Rice touched their hand. Why would I do that?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. I got lucky at the Super Bowl in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I was trying to get interviews. At the time, we didn't have a table neither. So we running around. It's my first time. I'm excited. And who walks by me? Joe Montana. I said, oh, man, I got to go ask Joe Montana. Yeah. At least I know it's going to be a long shot. He had, how they do with on a media row. They got 80 people walking beside them.
Handlers.
They got people. They got 2 people in front of them, 85 people on the side of them, 3 people behind them. You're not getting through that brick wall.
You're not getting through there.
So I got lucky enough to at least go up to him and say, hey, Mr. Montana. And I asked real quick, and he said, I said, no, it's okay. I just wanted to say hi. Shook his hand, got a fist pound. I was like, hey, that's cool. I got Joe Montana handshake. Yeah. We cool with that.
Right.
So I was definitely cool with that. Next one, worst sports moment.
Worst sports moment. That Texas Rangers losing back-to-back World Series.
Oh,
That one basically one out. Nelson Cruz didn't catch that ball, but the Rangers made up for it and they end up winning.
yeah,
Later on. But that was that was tough because to be that close, and St. Louis was just was killing it over them couple years, and then the Giants was the same way, and then fast forward, we ended up getting Bochy and ended up
yep.
winning it with him. So the baseball gods made up for it, but that was
Man,
tough.
Bochy got 4 rings, man.
That's
You know
wild,
what's
man.
crazy about Bochy? Like, I don't know if you can be a quiet Hall of Famer. He's a quiet
He's
Hall of
quite
Famer.
all.
No one talks about Bruce Bochy
Nope.
until he won the champion. Like,
And-
he wins the chance. Like, congratulations, Bruce, you won your first. Congratulations, Bruce, you won your second. And this man won 3 World Series in what, 5 years?
Right. And then they would have like horrible years in between.
And nobody was like,
Wow.
yo, Bruce, you one of the best managers. He's got 4 rings.
Yeah. First ballot, easy.
Yeah, most definitely.
And he's riding off into the sunset after this year, I believe. And they'll hand it off to somebody else. But the fact that he brought a championship here, I mean, he is king. He can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah, and it's crazy, but I'm a Mariners fan, and God bless us, we're the only ones that never been to the World Series. And I'm hoping that I'm not even asking for that this year. I would like to, don't get me wrong, but if we could just get in the playoffs. I know Texas is like 2 games behind us right now, so I'm not going to act like every time I get excited about Mariners baseball, they find a way to ruin it. So I'm not even
great teams.
That's what
Griffey was my favorite player.
That's why
probably still is my favorite player, to this day. And the fact that he was that great of a talent.
And he never got there, man.
Done. Edgar Martinez.
Oh, those are my dudes, man. That's why I'm a fan. Look, my brother was a big Ken Griffey fan. Yeah. And from there, like I just started following him. So him, Edgar, Jay Buhner, Tina Martinez was there for a little while. We had some teams, man, and it just hurt my heart. And we've had some really great players, Ishiro and Felix, and guys that never like Felix never got a chance to go to the playoffs.
Which is wild.
Felix is like a Hall of Famer. He never got a chance to go to the playoffs
ever. Yeah.
What? And so it hurts my heart. He's a guy that I wish would at least got one playoff opportunity to see what it was like. But
baseball is just one of those sports where so many games, so many things can go wrong.
Exactly.
If it's an error in a key moment and the game's over, or you just may have your star player just was in a slump. I mean, baseball is just one of those tricky games where
it's so weird.
you gotta really catch hot, or else you're gonna be out of here.
I love baseball, man. It's my brother got drafted by the Marlins back in like '93, and so that was a big deal for us as a family. It was really cool. So he was there when they first got it was like their second year of existence when he got drafted.
Oh wow.
So it was really cool to see him at least have the opportunity. He didn't get a chance to make it to the majors or anything like that, but he definitely, it was something great to see as a kid. So I fell in love with baseball, man, and the game is just, it may not be fun to watch sometimes because it can get a little bit long-winded.
Going there, it's nothing like a baseball.
Oh no! You're going to a baseball, and they feel much faster when you're there. It's crazy how it doesn't feel that way when you're watching.
When you're watching it,
it's like NASCAR.
Commercial breaks, and they gotta when they change pitchers, and you gotta,
All right, we'll be back, and see how they come back in the picture. You're like, oh my god, it takes so long.
Like, I respect people that can listen to baseball on the radio. I can't. When it was that World Series run, I can definitely do it because we know. Every single pitch counts. But just listening in a regular season game,
never. I the only time I ever listen to games like that if I'm studying the play-by-play announcer, just to get some tips. Listen to how they call the game. Maybe it's something I can implement or try to work. That's the only time. Other than that, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Unless it's the playoffs. Next one on quick ones. Your favorite athlete of all time?
Oh man, Michael Jordan, man. It's easy. And The Last Dance, that was a gift from God. Man. When that came out, it was COVID. It just brought back all those memories. Just seeing, and I compared Michael Jordan to my dad, just because they necessarily looked alike, but just my dad was one of my role models, and Jordan was one of my role models. So Jordan, man, just hands down. I always loved doing the debates, just because Jordan was, you knew you knew what he was going to do. It wasn't any like confusion. It wasn't any, he's going to try to win this. When they went to the playoffs, it was like no doubt, really. It was just a matter of seeing how it was going to work.
Exactly.
And all those teams, the greatness of the Pacers and Reggie Miller, all of those teams, Karl Malone, the Knicks, like all of those teams, the Sonics was great during that time. It didn't matter. He was coming up against Jordan, and it was a wrap. So Jordan, all time. Hands down.
Man. Jordan was the best, man. And it's crazy because I don't want to trash LeBron because he did help your boy get 2. he helped your boy get 2, and I'll forever be appreciative.
Yeah.
But to me, that debate has always been like, you should always compare LeBron to Magic because I feel like they have similar games. But that's just me. And maybe you go Kobe and Michael. That's a little bit more. But that's a conversation that people don't want to have.
And that killer instinct. And Kobe had that. It was like it wasn't a doubt in your mind. With LeBron, sometimes it's a little bit of a doubt, and he's more of a Magic. He's more of a team player. Jordan was like, this is it. Like I'm taking care of this game. I'm gonna that Utah Jazz play. I still remember that.
Yep.
It was a push off, but it wasn't called. You can't control what wasn't called.
What it is.
But the flu game, like all of these, there's so many memories that we can think of and just spit off the top of the dome.
I remember watching it.
Yeah, Jordan was it.
Oh my God, I remember watching, and then you had NBA and NBC start. I mean, the way Bob Costas and everybody set Marv Albert, they set the tone. They made an NBA Finals game or any playoff game sound like you about to watch the greatest movie in history.
Right. Like you about to watch the Gladiators battle in the Coliseum. That's what they just, the way they did it, man.
Bob Costas hit you with it's a late October afternoon in Chicago. You like, oh wow. Yes, Bob. Tell me more.
Yeah, man. And that intro, I was like, I haven't heard anything to top that intro. It was just tough. The way it was done. I mean, we were watching WGN. I was in California. That's where I grew up. Mm-hmm. I don't know how, but we got WGN. So man, we was watching as many Bulls games as possible. That was great to have growing up. But Jordan,
we used to get WGN too, and they always played they always play Cubs
games too. Right?
Yeah, it was just Cubs games and Bulls games. I don't think they may have played White Sox games on there occasionally, but it was mostly Bulls and Cubs.
Mostly Cubs and mostly Bulls. Yeah.
Oh, WGN 9, I think that's what it was, something like that. Last two here, quick ones, the fun ones. What's the worst dessert you've ever had?
Wow, worst dessert. That dessert with the foam on top. What is that? It's like a lemon meringue.
Oh,
I just gotta scrape the meringue off. I don't even. This is like a waste. Like, why you
out of here?
Why are you even putting this on top here?
You give me the lemon
bar. It would have been all good. But that lemon meringue, I can't.
That's a solid choice. That's a really good choice because I tried it one time and I said, "Why are you doing this to me?
Why?
I don't think you love me.
This is unnecessary.
This is unnecessary.
Unnecessary foam. You can just throw this away.
Exactly. Last one on quick ones. If you were having a comedy show, right? You have a comedy show. You get to pick 4 comedians to be on your show. Who are the 4 comedians? And out of the 4 comedians, who's going to be the headliner in your show?
That's greatness. So I'm gonna give you the 4, and then I'm gonna say the headliner.
Okay.
Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Cat Williams. And then this, as of late, man, Ali Sadiq has been in my one of my guys. But Dave Chappelle's gonna close it out, man. With the cigarette on stage, telling the stories, just being who he is.
And that's crazy. With that group that you gave me, I don't even know where I would start. I don't know if you can put Cat Williams besides Sadiq since they beefing. So I would probably have to split it. Yeah. So I probably had Sadiq go first, Eddie go second, then throw Cat to warm up everybody, and then to get set for Dave. Yeah. But I mean, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Yeah.
Honorable mention too, man. Bernie Mac. I mine in there. But Bernie with us. But I'm thinking kind of who's alive to do one right now.
Right.
Those and then a lot of people say Richard Pryor, but it wasn't my era of comedy. I know a lot of people come out of that, that comedy tree. But
Yeah, the Red Foxes. I went back and listened to a Red Fox comedy special one, and it was funny. Don't get me wrong, but it's so different from the era. Even Richards, I watched it with the Sunset Boulevard one, I believe. I watched that one, and they were good. They were funny, but I'm not gonna say this is gonna sound crazy, but it felt dirty. Coming like listening to Richard cuss so much in the 70s, because I know it's in the 70s, and I'm like, yo, bro, why is he cussing so much? But I listened to Dave Chappelle and Patrice O'Neal is my dude. Like, God rest his soul. Patrice O'Neal talked crazy, but I felt more comfortable listening to Patrice O'Neal cuss than I did Richard Pryor. And Richard Pryor, like the king of it, and I'm like, Richard probably shouldn't cuss so much. Richard, this is crazy. All right, everybody,
which is crazy.
Thank you, Ben. There is Ben's quick ones here on one-on-one, and we're going to finish this episode the right way. And we want to have Ben leave his legacy. All right. So, first of all, Ben, we want to thank you, brother, for coming on and joining us for episode 173, our 4th episode here in season 6. And like I said, it's been a long time coming. And I'm so glad to have you on, man. And before we get out of here, we want you to leave your legacy. 2 things. 1, we want you to just let us know what's your legacy. If you shut it down today, say, man, I'm about to go on the beach, have me a pina colada or or drink of your choice, sit back and relax. What type of legacy do you want or you want to have left behind?
And I would just say doing it the right way, and giving people opportunity to speak their mind and to do a podcast. That was always my goal, is to give people that opportunity. And I always tell people it doesn't matter what it is. Like, people, you could have a podcast about anything, about cats, about dogs, about lemon meringue pie, whatever it is.
One TV show.
Exactly. You could talk about whatever you want. So, really my legacy is, hopefully somebody that did it the right way, somebody that gave people opportunities. And then I really want to just pass everything that I know down to my daughter. We actually did a podcast together for a little while. Did some movie reviews, some kid movies and stuff like that. And I would love for her to just take all of it and run with it. Maybe, and I believe she could go a lot further than I could, just because the next generation knows so much. So that would say my legacy would be, and somebody that just did things the right way, had some integrity, and didn't compromise either. Because there was a lot of situations I was in that I could have went one way or the other.
Right. Man, that's awesome, brother. And that's cool, man. Like, getting your daughter involved and getting her started in the game. Yeah. I tried that with my kids, but they gave up. They had a YouTube channel. Everybody was like, oh, we like your YouTube channel. Then all of a sudden, Dad, this is corny. It was your idea.
And I'm not gonna dare. I'm not gonna dare give her a YouTube channel yet. We got to see.
Me and my wife we were monitoring the channel, and they wanted to do like reviews and all that stuff. And when it was popular on YouTube, it was hype. They did like 5-6 episodes, and after that, they all of a sudden it was like, oh, they got in middle school. Dad, that's cool. I said, but that was your idea. Like, I don't understand how all of a sudden you don't. I said, fine, say less.
I recommend podcasts to my family all the time. I got my parents into doing a podcast. My wife was doing one for a minute.
Awesome.
So it's just a great way to speak your mind, a great way for you to express yourself. And, early on, your family's going to be all involved.
Right.
Obviously, it's the longevity piece, and you just got to continue to do it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And low key, it's a really good way to help your communication skills. And without even really thinking about it, you get there, you get comfortable, you can really start to, work on your communication skills. And that's a big thing.
I've surprised myself numerous times. This past Super Bowl, Mike Vick, I don't know if you went upstairs to that Fox Sports. They had a Fox Sports basically panel and Michael Vick, and I'm like, wow, I'm literally standing next to this dude. I'm about to ask him a question, and that was probably one of the hardest questions I ever had to ask, because I love Vic. Vic is like the guy. He's the Allen Iverson, I think, of the NFL, where he really mixed hip hop and football together. But it definitely helps you, and you got to be quick. I'm sure you do. You got to be, because being around anything NFL related, it's going to be 10,000 people, and it's going to be at least 100 around that one person.
I done seen some craziness, man, and and you be like, you trying to get a question in, and it's so my favorite part because so I'm doing camera work for Bowie, and I'm sitting back there watching, like you can see reporters like physically get upset when they get cut off. Oh, I don't know why it's so funny to me. I'm like, hey, he pissed. Like,
man, because then it'll be people where they be like, they ask one question and they're like, let me follow that up with another one. I'm like, bro, it's 500 people standing there. Why do you?
Yeah, why do you get 3 questions,
but
bro? Like,
I get it. Somebody, when you're a writer, I get it because you need to know every single detail before you write this article or do your story. So, but I get it.
Yeah, that's why I like when PR people are like, hey, we're gonna do 2 and you move on. I like that's what we do at Commanders. They're like, you got 2, you got 2, you got 2, unless it's something else, and they say, okay, everybody gets 1. But at least that way what the formation is. Everybody kind of go, you're getting your shot. It is what it is. Last thing, brother, you got any special projects right now? You got any special projects going on that you want to let us know about? And of course, just let us know where you and your great network can be found.
Yeah, definitely. So we're working on, every year we have a award show, BS3 Network Awards. This will be the 6th annual. So we're in the early stages of planning that. It'll be streaming live on all of our platforms. And we, I love to award, the top shows. We do a voting, so it's not me just picking somebody. We vote. They're gonna share it out to 1 million people. That helps the network, and that helps their show, and that helps them be recognized. So working on that, and then also we're working on just continuing to get credentials, and whatever opportunity we can. Just had a guy reach out to me to do some Kansas soccer credentials, so we could be working on that.
Nothing wrong with that.
And yeah. So just expanding how we can. And then you can find the network, BS3 Network, all avenues of social media. BS3 TV on Roku. It's the Roku app that you can download. It's for free. We have all types of content on there. Like I mentioned, we got some music videos. We got some the church services. We have relationship talk. We got politics. We got educational podcasts. Pretty much anything you name it.
They got it all, baby.
Yeah. BS3network.com. And that's where we are. BS3 Network on YouTube as well. So just type in BS3 Network.
Go down on the Roku channel. Don't forget. Go ahead and give them that too. Go locked in, man. Go get locked in, people.
Yeah. And it's support. I love when podcasts post this thing where it says support is free. We're not asking you for money. We're not asking you to donate. We're just, now sometimes there is a time and place for that, but we would mainly asking you to just watch the content and share it. If it's something you like, of Darrell's network, Legacy Sports, share it with somebody, because somebody else may want to see it, and you never know, how far it goes.
The button don't cost nothing.
Exactly.
I tell people all the time.
Up on the heart don't cost anything.
It literally is boop,
boop. And
boop.
then people say, "Oh, I missed your podcast," and I'm like, "It's a podcast. It's available.
Yeah, you can go watch it anytime you want.
You can go replay it, because if
you listen to it,
a lot of podcasts aren't live. You watching the just the recording of it. So podcast is just that avenue where it's available all the time unless you delete it. That's pretty much it.
Exactly. And heck, you can hit the buttons while you're on the toilet. I'm just throwing it out there, people. You can hit
the
button while you're on the toilet. You can do it while you're doing it. We don't
we don't want you to watch.
Right? Yeah, don't watch. You can listen and hit the buttons on the side. Just
put the phone down and listen to the YouTube. But yeah.
Oh man. Look, before we go, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give y'all a heads up on my guest next week. My man Wale Akinso is going to be joining us here. He is the host of Burgundy and Gold Everything and the urban sports scene on Fox Sports 1340. So in Hopewell, Virginia. So glad to have my man Wale coming in to join me for episode number 5 here in the season, episode 174 overall. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is it for this episode. And once again, Ben, we'd like to thank you, brother, for coming on.
Yeah,
chatting it up with us for about 50 minutes here, and we truly appreciate you coming on, man. This has been an honor to have you on the show.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me on. I love what you're doing, Legacy Maker. I love it. I love seeing where you are, where you're going. And I'm like, I know him. Like I love seeing these people that I've known just doing their thing, man. It's great. It's a family.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And that's why the same to you, brother. I've seen you guys grow. I see the growth. It makes me smile to see good people in the industry working hard, doing their thing. And it ain't no beef. It's just, hey, I'm out here having fun doing what I love. And I love seeing that from people. And Ben, you've been one of those guys leading the path in that. All right, everybody, that's it. Episode 173. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Ben and the BS3 Network. It has been a pleasure. We'll see you guys next week for episode 174.
One. Welcome to the 101. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof.